All right. Shalom, Akim. Start the lesson. I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and others great those who have taught us the truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, pushing the truth and all truth and sincerity around the four corners of the earth and to lead to Isaac Shalom. Okay, I'm the brother Yerah Ariel from the Great Most High Mind Camp. I come back to the spirit power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai to make another lesson. Okay, and this lesson I'm be titled it. All right, things are amplifying. All right, what I mean by amplifying is the Lord is really in a sense turning up the volume. All right, when it comes to these decrees, when it comes to Esau trying to push the NWO and that CHIP and that crypto, and also you look at it a sense too with these with the judgments too as well. All right, the Lord is really showing the earth that He ain't playing. All right, the Lord is really allowing people to see that all right, things are not going back to what they were. All right, inflation is it's through the roof. Okay, and it's only going to keep going higher. All right, these things that were prophesied about, all right, are happening. All right, here it is. There's a new, and I don't want to say the name of the virus because Esau might chop the video or whatever, but there's a new virus out, and they're saying that it's very, very deadly. All right, and it says, I guess they're saying that it was heavily mutated from the CD19. All right, I'm not gonna say that either too, but and ultimately, who is sending these pestilences and famines? It's the Lord, man. It's Yahweh Shemiel Shai that's these famines, these not famine but pestilence, but it's Yahweh Shemiel Shai that's allowing these pestilences to suddenly just arise out of nowhere. Right? When we know that it's ultimately not out of nowhere, okay? To the spirit power of Yahweh Shemiel Shai. All right, he's allowing these, these pestilence and these things to get worse and worse. And that's ultimately because we are at the end of the world. Okay, we are at the end of the world, man, and the Lord is really turning things up, man. All right, so now is a high time to turn back to Yahweh Shemar Shai. Okay, now is a it's a high time to seek the Lord. All right, seeing seeing what's taking place with the judgments. Right now, they're talking about this new virus. All right, if you don't have the covering of Yahweh Shemar Shai, you are going to get got, man. All right, if if you don't have the coverings of the Lord protecting you, okay, you're gonna get caught by the virus. You're gonna get caught in the famine. You're gonna get caught in these pestilence. And I'll say that ultimately why? Because you didn't put your faith and trust in Yahweh Shemar Shai. All right, you didn't want to turn back because you had riches and wealth and money. All right, you didn't want to seek the Lord. Right, Scripture's talking about how you rise up prophets in B times. Okay, rise up prophets that that been in my name. Okay, understanding that it's the same prophets that are prophesying now. They are the same prophets that was prophesying back then. All right, but it should be an eye opener when you see the prophets, the men of the Lord on the scene, man. All right, that's why that's why in the scriptures when they asked Samuel, "Art thou comest thou peacefully?" It was for a reason, because they understood that once you saw a prophet, you already know that the Lord is coming. The Lord is coming back to judge. All right, he sent his prophet out to be blameless. That's why the Lord came and sent his prophets, man. Okay, Samuel. All right, Jeremiah. All right, all these all these prophets that that we had and we still have. Okay, are warning you of these things. Brothers been preaching, our apostles elders been preaching of famines and pestilence from the beginning. Okay, now now we are just seeing that amplified. Now we're seeing that really happen, man. Okay, but it's lucky I'm driving, so no, I'm gonna just roughly paraphrase. I'm gonna try to get some precepts too. All right, this is where is it? Matthew 24 verse 7 it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdoms against kingdoms." And are we not seeing that now? Yes, we are, man. We are seeing a rise against nations, okay, kingdoms against kingdoms. All right, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. That's right, man. And we are seeing these things, man. Earthquakes in diverse places. All right, famines, pestilence. And I want to go into the definition of pestilence as well, just so that we can get, a context. It says, and any infectious or contagious disease, a fairly epidemic, and that's right. They saying that their new virus is way, way more deadly than the CV19. Should not be an eye opener, man. The Lord is really, really, turning the knob, man. Really sending these plagues and famine and pestilence to this place. All right, but continuing on, this is second Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 49 says that I will send plagues upon the world, upon the widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste the houses and sudden destruction. And that's right, man. All right, when you ultimately understand who's sending the famine, all right, then we not really, how people say, in a negative mood because of these things, because we know who's sending it, man. We also understand that it's Yahweh Shimon Shai that's allowing these pestilence to come more and more harder. Okay? Trying to grab that just for the amendment. All right, I'm trying to grab that too. All right, go. Second Edges 16, verse 19, and it says, the whole famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for the amendment. And that's right, man. All these are sent as scourges for the amendment, man. All right, and let's get the definition of scourge too. It's like I'm driving, trying to multitask and grab these precepts too, get the definition. See, scourge. It says a whip or inflicting pain, punishment. All right, so that's going into the punishments. What for Jake being wicked? Okay, those scourges, all right, are are the famine, the plague, the pestilence. All these are sent to the wicked, man. Okay, people talk about how like is there going to be like a time like never before? All right, people have not seen real epidemic, especially in these times when people are now comfortable living their lives, enjoying life, not caring what's going on earth. Okay, people are not ready for that type of change because now you are taking, now you are taking people that were in a state of comfortability out of that comfort state. All right, and that's when people going, and that's really when people gonna bug out, man. Okay, because they were once so comfortable, they were once, living, deliciously. Okay, having everything, okay, in the palm of their hands. Okay, fucking being able to, go places, party, bullshit. And once you take all those things away, people, people are gonna bug out, man. All right. Once you take all those things away, people tend to bug out, man. And that's what's gonna happen. All right. But I just wanted to make that lesson, going into it. All right. The Lord is really turning up these times, man, sending famines and plagues, on on the face of the earth, man. And you all know how that first virus happened. First it was in China, then it so happily migrated, because that's how viruses spread. All right. You may think someone is healed, or you may not think you have it. All right, and then you just go around spreading it, man. All right. But I don't want to make the lesson too long. Just nice, not nice, quick, and concise. So Lord, let's edify. Okay, with that, I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double want to start apostles, and the great Milson, and taught us the truth. Peace and blessings to the sincere Hakim. With that, I do want to say, Shalom.